What's going on, y'all? So listen, y'all. I'm a little perturbed. Woo. Okay. Okay. All right. I got in the car to go home, and as I'm doing so, I am checking my email, and then I realized that I do not have an email to myself. Okay. And what I mean by that, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. On Wednesdays, I really go to work. This is so bad. I really go to work just so I can do my notes for this. I don't know what it is, but when I am at work at that desk, I don't know if it's specifically that desk or whatever, and that computer, but baby, when I'm at work, granted, I ain't got nothing else to do, okay? But I was really doing some stuff this past couple of weeks, couple of days, and they kind of pissed me off. But that's neither here nor there. Ooh, girl, what? There it is. But anyway, I don't know. I get all my notes done. Okay, I get all my notes done, and I just really be like, yeah. I just begin them. Even the ones that I be like, girl, it ain't nothing going on this week, and I get all my notes done. And then I email it to myself so that I can have it on my phone. So I sat there for a whole hour, looking up notes, reading notes, trying to get acquainted with the topic or whatever at hand. So I won't have to, necessarily read off of the stuff and, just so I can just give my opinion, okay? Give my opinion. And I didn't email it to myself. I am so irritated at that. Like, girl, what is the problem? I don't know. But I didn't want y'all to wait. And honestly, it's some stuff that I really want to talk about, but I really don't want to talk about. But at the same time, I don't want to make y'all wait, okay? And then tomorrow's going to be a later date. Y'all going to be like, oh my goodness, bitch, where is the video? Okay, it's 8 o'clock. I don't see it in my time, on my timeline. Where is it? Girl, I just came in the house. Give me a second. But anyway, I hope y'all been doing good. Girl, it's just been a couple of crazy shit that's been going on. And I'm sane. Are you sane? I just want everybody else to get sane. Listen, it is what it is, okay? Out here, let me tell you something. I don't know what's going on with the weather. The weather is a little bit wonky, but I ain't really complaining because, girl, it ain't hot. Excuse me. It is 75 degrees outside. And as soon as I came out here to the lake, because I live by the lake, baby, it felt like a good 60. Okay? Let me take that back. It felt like a good 70. Okay? It's a little cool. I had to turn the air off. It is what it is. So I hope everybody is doing well. Now, let me tell you something. Prayers out. I'm going to just put this out here because regardless of how people may feel, lives were lost. Whether you feel like somebody in the political arena got something to do with it, but it's also a natural disaster. This whole mess that happened with the flooding out there in Texas. Okay, girl, what is it? Curve Valley, girl. 100 people died. Over 100 people died. The last time I checked, they said 119. Okay. And like 20 something of them or whatever was kids that was at a camp or something like that. Listen, at the end of the day, this is why it is very much, and sometimes you don't want to bring politics into things. And, I don't know. Maybe this is probably why you have to vote people into office that's going to have your best interests at heart, that's going to have certain things taken care of. So just in case these natural disasters that will happen, because nature is very much unpredictable, unless you get up there and you start playing around with things. But for the most part, nature is very much unpredictable. So that you can have things in place to help the people. Okay. Is they trying to really get rid of FEMA? Like, that really feels so stupid if it is. I just really don't understand what's going on. Like, let me tell you something. I haven't trusted FEMA ever since Hurricane Katrina. I'm really being honest with you, and especially after I seen that docuseries. And I don't know what it is about me, but like, a docuseries that I can actually go back and watch multiple times and never get tired of it and just be in my feelings each and every time I see it. I can watch it back to back and still feel the same thing. It's When the Levees Broke. Okay? When the Levees Broke. Spike Lee, you did that. You did that. That one lady that was so pissed off, girl, I felt you. I felt you. When she was about to fight that lady up in the airport because that lady was giving her some back talk. Like, bitch, you at your job, I'm not at my job. I'm trying to get somewhere, okay? It ain't my fault that you got to come in and you got to help us, okay? You know, I liked her. I liked her a lot. But the way that FEMA was, the way that they did that whole thing, Hurricane Katrina did not have to happen the way that it did. I feel so disgusted. The way that they did that, I will never freaking forget when George Bush's mama came down there and basically said, this is a blessing in disguise for these people. These people, because they really didn't have nothing, so now they finna go get some. I said, oh my God. She said something along that way. And I was just like, oh, you know what? You from Texas, so there's that. There's that, you know? And I'm just like, ew. And you would think people be looking out for their own, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no reason why all of these kids and all this stuff should have happened. A flood, baby, that river overflow. Was it the Guadalupe River, baby? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I just know it really wasn't that many people talking about it at first. It wasn't. Until I got on TikTok, that's where I first started seeing it. And I started seeing the pictures and people was up there talking about they was in apartment buildings or whatever. And this one lady was talking about how, oh, you know, it's a field out here. Y'all be seeing deers and stuff like that. And then she came back and she was like, girl, look at what's going on. Okay. The water was up. The water was up and that water was coming rushing. Let me tell you something. I feel for people that got to go through that because I just know that put all that other BS to the side. I just know if something like that was to happen and I was involved, girl, take me now, okay? Because my nerves are so bad. And I just know if I survive it, the PTSD that I would have. I already got bad anxiety. And let me tell you, I've been having anxiety attacks or damn near this whole week. Like, I don't know what's been going on. And I actually feel a little bit better now because I was on the phone with my mom and something about talking to your mama. It was like, I was fine. And maybe it's because I'm not over there by my mama. I have no idea. But I was on the phone talking to my mama earlier while I was at work because I was going through a little something through. And I feel good now. You know what I'm saying? You get that little word of encouragement. My mom, and I'm like, well, bitch, I get it from you. Okay, because you was over there stressing about stuff and then shit finally get happen and now you can calm down and you overthink, you overstress, you overanalyze, all that stuff. I get all that from my mom's, okay? And so I was like, girl, I blame you. I blame you. But I feel better now, you know, hopefully I continue and you know, I talked to my doctor. I said, girl, you gonna have to re-up on them pills. Re-up on the medications, girl. Okay? I haven't had an anxiety attack in a minute. You know, I'm like, why is my heart racing like this? Why I feel like this? But I'm feeling, girl, because you are going through it. For what? I don't know what's going on. But hey, now you got me doing that and you put me in the middle. Girl, absolutely not. I throw myself in that river and you'll never see me again. Okay? Listen, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. That is scary. Rushing waters, I don't deal with that. I don't deal with wind circling on the ground, aka tornadoes, and I don't deal with rushing waters, okay? I can swim, but bitch, when the current is like that, absolutely the hell not, okay? Absolutely the hell not. And that ain't salt water? Or is it? Because that's the river, but that ain't the sea. Girl, you know. Prayers, because, wow. Let me give her a little tip because she was nice. You talked my head off, but she was nice. And the playlist was really cute. But anyway, that's what's going on. Prayers out there to Texas. Yeah. Moving on from that, baby, I'm just going off the dome. And if you see me looking at, I'm trying to find some stuff for y'all because I really can kick myself in the ass. And I know y'all wanted me to talk about certain things or whatever. That's why I just didn't want to put it out to the side and wait till tomorrow. Y'all's like, Ashley, come on. First of all, before we get into it, congratulations to Tori Kelly. Okay. Mama and her man, they expecting their first baby. That is very, very nice. That is very, very cute. I love that for her. You know, she like 1/3, 1/2, 1/6, 2/4. She a little black, okay? When I found out she was Puerto Rican too, I said, girl, what side of Puerto Rico? I love me some Tori Kelly, okay? I'll never forget that one. My favorite clip that I ever seen of Tori Kelly was when she was doing Pretty Young Thing. And she was doing an acoustic version of it. She had a little guitar, and it was just the way that she did it. I was like, oh my God, the vocal acrobats and everything. I really feel like she should be way bigger than what she is. She is so underrated. And I just feel like she is one of those people that has the right voice. She even got the look, I guess, that the people probably looking for. I don't know. But she ain't got the right team or the right people around her that's just giving her the right materials or, you know, that's marketing her right, because there is no way that a person like her with that voice is not a huge superstar, because my goodness, you know. But congratulations to Miss Mamas. LeJuan Bell, you a dirty dog. And you know what? At the end of the day, I can't even really be mad. I could be mad at you, but I can't really be mad at you. Because you was with Nicki, baby. Okay? You was with Nicki, baby. You got pregnant. Well, you got her pregnant twice. Then you go get with the side chick, okay? And then you tried to wife up the side chick, right? Literally. Didn't even know that they was married. I said, oh my God, they're married. You wouldn't know how I found out they was married? Because it just came out that they're getting a divorce. What? This the one that was basically saying, nah, I got your man, you can't do nothing about it. That's the type of, he's mine, you might have had him one spot, I got him all the time. That bitch. And they got pregnant by him. And I was just like, oh, wow, that is so crazy. See, let me tell you something. Sometimes you just sit back and you just let stuff happen. Okay, you ain't got to say nothing. You just let the universe, you let God, you let whoever you believe in, you let them put their work in. Okay, and sometimes it's gonna work out in your favor. Look at this. God don't like ugly. Okay, God don't like ugly when you do ugly things to people for no reason. You know, Nicki, baby, and she ain't the best person in the world, but she didn't deserve that. Okay, she didn't deserve that. You know, only for you to get divorced and be left with a baby before it's even born. Wow, all of that flaunting and everything, girl, absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. You know, do I feel bad? Absolutely not. Meanwhile, you got Amy Luciano. Another marriage I didn't know that happened. I knew that Dwight Howard and her were together. Then at one point, I thought they broke up. And till this day, I did not believe that the relationship was real. Do you hear me? I did not believe that the relationship was real. Loving hip hop, something to probably cover up for his past and everything that has been going on about his sexuality, whatever. And let me just put this out here. Do I feel like this really was a front to try to, combat and counteract all of the stuff that was going on with him and his sexuality, the whole coming out with the guy that was suing him, saying that he sexually assaulted him and all that stuff, whatever. It could have been, but at the same time, I don't know, because you hear so many women, and I was about to say black women, but it is a lot of women who out here that do not like, who wouldn't want to go with, especially somebody that they are knowingly is bisexual, okay, has knowingly been with a man in any type of way. And so, for Amy to get with him and being a black woman at that, I was like, oh, okay. Now see, listen, I'm gay as shit. I don't have a problem with none of that stuff. All right, they been trying to talk about Cardi B and her man. Oh, so the fuck what, that bitch is bisexual too. So ain't no telling what she into. Now, mind you, that don't necessarily mean that, oh, I'm cool with it or whatever, but She's a freak bitch. And so if he into, they probably playing with each other asses. So it's just fine. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't like to have fun. All right? Y'all don't like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to let you look less. Just because, you know, you like a little tickle here, took a tickle there, a little lick there, a little lick that. You're not going to be less of a person. You're not going to be less of a woman. You're not going to be less of a man. You know, you just like to be sexually stimulated in different ways. And it is what it is. Can you still provide for yourself? Can you still provide for your partner? Can you still provide out here in the world? Are you still doing good at work? You know, are you out here thriving? Yes. Okay, cool. So what's the problem? There is none. You can't tell me what the problem is. And don't bring up, the Bible. The Bible was written by men. Okay. Then the version that you're looking at, because we ain't got the original text. That's a whole nother story and a whole nother day. Okay. But yeah, Amy and him got divorced. When did they get married? And then I read that they was married for like 6 months. I said, wait a fucking minute. Wait. Like you. And then they said that it was irrevocably broken, irreconcilable. No. Okay. No hopes of reconciliation and all of that stuff. I said, oh my goodness. You know, what the hell happened? Honestly, I didn't care. I just brought them up because it's just like, you know, the peoples used to say, especially when it comes down to gay people getting married and all of this stuff, it'd be like, oh my God, you guys are destroying the sanctity of marriage and all of this stuff. And then you have shit like this that goes on by you heterosexuals. Okay? You guys are ruining the sanctity of marriage. Because why are you playing games like this? Why are you playing games like this? Y'all know I'm joking, but that's a little fact, okay? And I'm not saying that everybody, but when you see stuff like this, it's a slap in the face to people who are really out here wanting to get married, really out here struggling, really out here going through things. They can't get married to the person they want to get married to, and then y'all out here playing games like this. What? Anyway, and then she trying to put it out there saying, baby, I don't know what the news articles have been saying and where they get this information from, but baby, I don't want a damn thing from him. I didn't get married to him for nothing. I told him before we got married, if you want me to sign a prenup, I can sign a prenup. I'm the one that brought up the prenup talk, okay? He didn't want that. I don't want anything from him but alimony. And you know what I say to that? Sure. Because there's no telling what she had to endure with Dwight Howard, okay? I mean, you came in with what you came in. I'm going to leave with what I left with, but I also want a little slight bit of yours. But I don't want nothing that, you know, we didn't make together. I mean, hey, it is what it is. How do you feel about it? Oh my God. Moving on. Next big story that everybody been talking about. And honestly, I don't even want to spend too much time on it because my sister is on a cruise. I told y'all my sister was going on a cruise last week, right? My sister been on a cruise since, well, she's been in, she was in California this past, girl, I don't fucking know. She coming home tomorrow. So she been on the cruise for probably like 4 days or some shit like that. I feel some type of way because I was supposed to be there. She went on that Carnival cruise. Mind you, I have never been on a Carnival cruise. That's the cruise that I wanted to go to, you know, after going to that celebrity shit. It was cute or whatever, but it wasn't my vibe. It wasn't my steez, you know. It wasn't my flow or whatever. It was too many old people there, too many white people there, too many MAGA. I mean, we was next door to the MAGA. I mean, they was sitting out there listening to his speech on January 20th. I said, oh, God, what the fuck is going on? And it was like, oh my God, we got to put it on. They, woo! Mind you, it was gay MAGA up in there too. Baby, that shit be killing me. I be like, oh my God, really? Really? He's going to take away your rights too. And you're still going to be here for him? Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. You know, it just really wasn't it. You know, I was at the casino and that white lady that came up to me, she was nice, but she was just all over my shoulder. And she was like, oh my God, you're just winning so much. And then she was standing there for a good 5 minutes or so. Mind you, I did have my headphones in my ear, so, I was just like, I don't want to cause a scene. But then randomly she said, after you standing there looking at me for like 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes or so, you don't mind if I stand here and watch, because oh my God. I said, girl, what the fuck ever. You know that sound on TikTok is like, when you're black, you're never really alone. That's literally what it was. And I was winning too. I won a whole bunch of money on that goddamn trip, bitch. And I really, no shade and no lie, I'm telling you, the only reason why I really wanted to go back on the goddamn cruise ship is because I wanted to go to the casino. Okay? That is so bad. But, I've been that was my first time being in the casino. And I won a lot of money, and I wanted to do it again. My sister get there on that very first night she got on that goddamn boat, and they finally opened that bitch up. She won down there over $1,000 in that first night, and she only played like $20. I said, you bitch. Ain't no telling how much she won. And she said literally somebody had came up in there that first night. They hadn't even left yet. And this lady won $20,000. I said, bitch. Oh. And then I got jealous because I could have been there, but my boss wouldn't approve all of the days. And then people was telling me, well, bitch, you should have just went on ahead and took those days and then called off on the other days. I'm like, you right. But see, I'm a good employee. I don't want to mess my shit up. You know what I'm saying? I just be liking to do stuff the way that I'm supposed to be doing stuff. I don't like to cut corners all the time. Not all the time, but the way that they've been stressing me out this whole week, I might as well, I could have did that. But she been having fun out there, She said, girl, it's a Beyonce, bitch. They been playing Beyonce left and right. Okay, and I said, damn. Y'all know I would have cut up, okay? I would have cut the fuck up, But hey, I'll get there. Next time. But what was I talking about before this? I have no idea. But yeah, you got that going on. And what the fuck was I talking about? Hold on. I had to go back and see what I was talking about. See, this is why the Capricorn in me and just the type of person in me, I just got to have stuff organized. I don't like doing shit off the fly like this. But let me tell you something. Let's just go there. This Nicki Minaj shit, let me just say this. I'm not for the stand shit. I'm not for the delusional shit. I'm not for the, well, how come she can't say nothing? And every time somebody say something against this person, it got to be them being crazy or whatever, because she is right now. All right? I do not know what's going on with it. And I'm coming to you guys because, I already know it's going to be some people that's going to be like, oh, you just saying that because you like this person and you like that person. Do I like Beyonce? I love Beyonce. Yes, I do. Do I like Jay-Z? Yes, I do. Big fan. Got all of his stuff, got all of her stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm going to call out people when I need to call them out, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with who I like or not. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Okay, let's clear that up right here, right now, before we get up into this, because we're not going to spend too much on this because it's not worth the spending all that much. All right. Here's the thing. Nobody is saying that a person or anyone can go or cannot say anything against the Carters. In this case, specifically, Jay-Z. What we're saying is, if you're going to come out and you're going to say something, have the facts and the evidence to back it up. And also, if some wrong has really been done to you, take the nigga to court. File the fucking papers to get your shit, okay? Because bringing it to Twitter, bringing it to Instagram so that your fans who are already on your side can get riled up and rile you up with your conspiracy theories and all this stuff that don't make sense. It's not doing anything because it's not winning other people over. And again, this is not something that's for the court of their public opinion. You need to deal with this in the court of law. Why won't you just take it to court? That's all I want to know. I don't want to dig deep. I don't care dig deep, okay? At the end of the day, the reason why Nicki Minaj is going through the stuff that she is going through is, I don't know. Partly because also you throw in there, her fans are bringing her down as well. And I hate to say that because they support her the way any fandom should, right? But at the same time, you have to be like, Mama, you got to chill out. You got to chill out. I wouldn't dare play into somebody's delusions, okay? Because at the end of the day, it just makes you look gullible. It makes you look like yes people. It looks you look very naive, okay? And it like, are you scared to say that, hey, someone that I support is just going off the rails right about now? And I'm not going to play into this because this is not healthy, okay? I can understand if she were to file papers saying that allegedly Jay-Z owes her this amount of money, this title stuff. And as we've been, and people have been putting the proof that that is not the case. Okay. But hey, let's just say it is. Again, file the paperwork, put it in the courts, get a lawsuit going. Why won't you do that? Because the court of public opinion is not changing in her favor. Because what is happening now is the only people that are on her side 100% are the fans of hers that already been there. Not too many that never really was or never paid attention or don't even like Jay-Z are coming over to the side because it just don't make sense, okay? Nothing of what she's saying is making sense, all right? And at the end of the day, nobody is suppressing your views, okay, on the Instagram. Nobody is taking, Elon didn't impose take the dislike button or whatever because of Jay-Z or whatever. Elon did that shit because we was disliking his shit and because we was blocking him. That's why he did that, okay? That's why he took the likes and stuff away. It ain't got shit to do with fucking Jay-Z. Jay-Z don't fuck with them niggas. Jay-Z don't fuck with, and then bringing up Trump as if you didn't basically put out there damn near that you didn't fuck. That was your nigga a little bit. You know? Like, what the fuck does that got to do with it? What the fuck does politics got to do? I didn't bother to listen. I didn't bother to read all that stuff. I don't care. I'm going to just be honest with you. I don't care. I logged onto Twitter in the middle of the afternoon, early evening. I said, oh shit. And let me log the fuck back out. Okay. Because it's just like, you're doing all of this. You're spiraling. That's what it is. She was spiraling. I don't have nothing to say about the drug allegations because I don't know if that's true. But here's the thing, baby. It's a spiral. Okay. It is a fucking spiral. And then you coming at Megan and you're coming at Jay. You're coming at people who are not worried about you in the least. And I want the people to understand that. And do not say, because I seen somebody who said, oh, she can't sue because he got a lot of money and he got a lot of power. The fuck does that have to do with it? Diddy had a lot of power. Diddy had a lot of money. Motherfuckers were suing him left and right. And they still suing that nigga. What they got to do with it? He was close to being a billionaire too. So that ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay? If you are owed this amount of money, if you have been wrong financially or whatever, you damn well know that if that was me, bitch, I'm putting the papers in. Okay? Fuck getting on goddamn Twitter and all that shit. Well, shit. What you should have did was file the papers, put the proof up there that you filed them fucking papers, and then went on a little rant. Because then you would have that shit backed up. But no, this going on random rants and shit like that could come at him, come at Megan or whatever. Megan got her case going on. Okay, the shit didn't get dismissed. The only thing that got dismissed about the whole thing was the fact that the dude that's suing her can't sue for the workplace, ethics or whatever, and the pay discriminatory or, back pay or some shit like that. They dismissed that shit. But all of the other stuff about him witnessing her having sex in the car, okay, that's still things because obviously the case is going to go forward because some evidence that the judge felt like, he presented enough evidence, I believe, to actually go forward with the case. That's fine. Okay. And if judge finds something in there, that's what she gonna have to deal with. But do you see her spiraling out on goddamn Twitter and social media, whatever, doing all this shit or no? No. No. Is she saying anything to him? No. And so you're worried about her, and then you want to say, and then it kills me when the fans say, oh, she's not worried, she's not bothered by this person or whatever, but yet you're spiraling out because of it. You're keeping up. If I don't give a damn about a person, I'm not keeping up, okay? I don't keep up with people that I don't care about. And don't say, well, you're keeping up now. No, I looked up this thing, and actually, I ain't even look up everything. I logged onto Twitter, I saw what was going on, and I logged right back out. I don't follow Nicki, okay? I've been unfollowed, because it was getting too much. It was getting too much, all right? And it is what it is. I don't care enough to be going and doing all these delusional shits when there's no evidence that you're presenting. You're going off of what your fans are saying or what somebody else is putting in your mind, but you won't go to the fucking courthouse and file the papers. You won't call a lawyer and file the papers. You won't talk to them and don't say, oh, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's been happening behind the scenes. It hasn't been happening because ain't no lawyer gonna advise their client to keep on doing what she's doing, okay, on social media. You're trying to say people destroyed this, people destroyed that. Girl, just put out an album. And then the fact that Cardi got her album coming out and Cardi is over there in Paris Week just going off and, looking beautiful and doing all that stuff. Bitch, put your album out too, mama. Like, you can do that. It's okay. I'm so confused as to, and then going at the other lady, Desiree, I don't even know what the hell that shit is about. I didn't even bother to look into that, and I honestly don't care. At the end of the day, it's concerning. Okay, it's very concerning. It's tiring. All right, it's very tiring, and it's like, don't say that you're not bothered by somebody, but you're keeping up with them. You're tweeting about them. And you finally put a name on it or whatever, and yet those persons are literally not worried about you. It has you looking crazy. And I hate to say that, but that's exactly what it is. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Because again, file them papers. Because I swear to God, if you should, it went from $100 million to $200 million or something that you claim that this man owed. File them fucking papers so you can get your money if that's the case. Talking about it on fucking Twitter and Instagram to a nigga that ain't on Twitter and on Instagram. Yeah, somebody in this camp probably gonna say it. I'm guaranteed you they over there laughing. They was having a field fucking day. The nigga at work now with Rock Nation Sports. His clients playing football, okay? El Soccer, they doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing this to a person that's not going to respond to you like that. And damn sure ain't going to respond on social media. And then people say, oh, is Beyonce going to come out and defend her husband? For fucking what? That's a grown-ass man. And why do Beyonce need to say anything? Okay? Beyonce don't need to say anything. She don't need to say anything, and quite frankly, Jay-Z don't need to say anything, and they're not. Megan is not going to say anything, okay? Because when you have stuff like that, you just continue to let a person spiral until they wear themselves out. And that's just basically what's going to happen. The whole thing that got me and where I jumped off the train was when she said, oh, they had something to do with suppressing her likes and suppressing her views and all this shit on Instagram and not getting notifications when she goes live or whatever. I'm going to tell you this. In notification when she posts this or whatever, I'm going to tell you this. For a while now, I haven't been getting my notifications on all of the people that I follow when they post stuff. Specifically Beyonce. Why is it that Beyonce posts, I get a notification 5 hours later that she had already posted something that I seen already? Because I just so happened to open up Instagram and she right there. But I hadn't got the notifications and my notifications is on. And the notification comes 5 hours later. Baby, it's not just you. So why would he do his wife like that? Oh, because he trying to make it seem like, it's everybody else. And it's just, bitch, it ain't even that. Okay, like, come the fuck on. Y'all act like this man is God. Okay? End all, be all, see all. And he's not. He ain't got all that goddamn power. And you want to know why he seemed like he got all that power? Is because y'all keep on putting it out there like he got that power. Mind you, what? His wife is on tour. He's doing his shit. You know, she sold out just about everywhere. Like, come on, it's just really tiring. And then trying to explain this to people, and this is why I don't even do nothing on social media. I probably post what I gotta post and I jet off, because I ain't doing the back and forth. And you can say whatever you want in the comments and all that shit, but I said what I said. You know, it's gonna be people that's just gonna be hell-bent on believing and playing into I think it's psychosis. I think it's some stuff that's going on. I don't know, and I don't care to know, okay? I just want her to stop making a fool of herself, because this is not looking good. Young Money is going out fucking sad. Lil Wayne put out a weak-ass album after throwing a fucking temper tantrum about the Super Bowl. You put out a weak-ass album. Drake can't get past the fact that he lost that goddamn beef. And mind you, Drake put the paperwork in. Okay? He doing the investigation. He doing the discovery. How come you can't do the same thing if all of this is happening to you? The next thing I want to hear from Nicki or anything about this is that the paperwork has been filed. There has been a court case. The lawsuit is she's demanding this amount of money, and we see it in the legal paper. Megan, the reporter, better be reporting on it. That's what I want to hear. You know, other than that, I don't give two shits. Okay, I don't care. It's just ridiculous at this point. It's ridiculous. Like, somebody that you actually like, to just see them spiral and go through something like this, it's really embarrassing. Anyway, moving on from that, and Megan, you need to get your shit together too, okay? As just, you tighten the fuck up, because if that guy really got evidence, and you gonna have to fucking come to the fucking plate, and you gonna have to deal with it, bitch, and it is what it is. Ain't no excuses. That's just what it is, okay? Moving on from that, baby, they still searching for people. Blac Chyna, or I should say Angela White and her man, they broke up. I knew it was going to happen. I'm sorry. I hate to say that. But I kind of figured it would. You want to know why? Because when I found out they was going to be on Love and Hip Hop Miami, mind you, I only looked at half of that first season. I don't even know if I looked at half of it. But half of that recent season or whatever. My whole thing is this, girl. You on this path to be enlightened and to, you know, get to know your inner self and to be this whole new person. You trying to get rid of the Blac Chyna, you know, moniker and all of that shit that it holds, and you trying to get to Angela White, somebody that is doing better, and you got more about yourself, whatever. And then your man coming down there and he doing music and all that shit, and he ain't on the same wavelength as you. He a nice dude, but he just really wasn't on the same wavelength. And he said that, you know, it just is what it is, you know. So I really wasn't surprised when they broke up or whatever. That big, beautiful bill that Trump signed and them people put out there and signed, bitch, they passed that. And let me tell you something, it's going to be a whole bunch of people that's on Medicaid that's probably gonna get messed up. And this is, again, why it's just like, a lot of people about to fuck around and find out. Whenever that shit go into actual action or whatever, when they actually put it in and it starts to work, it's just going to be crazy. And then the big corporations that are backing it, when stuff like this happens, we should not be surprised at a lot of the corporations that we actually use, are associated with, because we're using their products, we're using their service, are the ones that's actually backing and stuff, because they're getting tax cuts from it. You know, all of this shit is about taxing, you know, low taxes for the fucking rich, okay? And I mean the uber rich. People that can afford shit already. You can afford decent health care. You can afford, you know, to pay the taxes that you have. You can afford your property value. You can afford all this shit. But the people that cannot are the ones that's being hit with all of this shit. And I feel like it never made sense to me. Let's just be honest. It never made sense to me the way a lot of these bills get passed. And it's like, you want to say, well, what are you trying to do? Like, explain to me, what exactly are you trying to do? Are you trying to put all of the citizens in this country in the poorhouse? Are you trying to make us, I mean, they say we're a superpower, but these bills that are being passed are affecting the people that ain't got nothing. And then are affecting people who do have something, but it's getting taken away because of high prices, high tariffs, high taxes, high this, high that. And it's like, what? How is the country supposed to flourish? Y'all see how that sacred is doing on my head? Let me tell you something, Beyonce. I'm gonna have to unsubscribe from your goddamn shit because the way that you bitches keep on, let me take that back. The way that company keep on emailing me in the past week about doing a restock. Now, granted, I do need to do a restock. How the fuck do y'all know that? How the fuck do y'all know that? I didn't put that out there. But you sure enough hit me up and said, bitch, come on, let's get this. And I said, what? You're not going to hound me like you're a bill collector and we got all this shit going on. If I get another email telling me to restock, bitch, I'm unsubscribing. I'm sorry, okay? You're not going to force my hand. I'll do it when I'm ready, bitch. But anyway, so yeah, like the country is suffering. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It's a lot of people about to find out, and a lot of people about to suffer even harder than they need to. And it's just so crazy because you see a lot of people, and this what gets me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there something where Trump did say something about how, you know, a lot of his supporters, or he can get certain supporters because he know that they're stupid, for real? And I feel like if that is the case, you guys are proving him fucking right. The ones that supported him, and especially the ones that support him, and he is you're literally poor. You're living in trailer homes, which, you know, some good trailer homes out here. And I'm talking about the bad ones, okay? I'm talking about the poor ones. You know, you're living off of Medicaid. You're living off of this. You're living off of that. You're struggling. I literally saw a video and I posted it in my Instagram. This one this one city up in LA, California, or someplace or whatever. And they was talking about how they went on ahead this time and they voted for Trump. Never did that before, okay? They went on ahead, they voted for Trump. They thought that what he was saying was going to be real. And then all of a sudden, this bill passes. And now you're like, well, I hope this don't happen because that one man, he said, mind you, he had the oxygen tank stuff in his nose. You're on oxygen. And you voted for this man who basically already put it out there what he was going to do. And then you're surprised by it and going to say, well, without my insurance, my Medicaid or whatever, it costs $20,000 for my a month for my medicine that I need to live. Okay? And he only makes $800 a month. How do you make $800? What are you doing to just make $800 a month? How are you surviving off of that? And this is what I'm talking about. You ain't up in Congress about to, trying to solve poverty, trying to solve homelessness or whatever. You're trying to get tax cuts for the fucking rich. You're trying to take health insurance from the fucking poor. Like, what? That's disgusting. And it's like, I just can't be in politics because politics just really disgusts me. The shit that's going on. Case in point, let's talk about this shit that's happening up in Philly. Philly and that union strike with the trash and all that shit, the city, bitch, I would have went on strike too. And their union, the ASME, what is it? ASF, MCE, whatever the fuck, that's the same union I'm a part of, okay? And we went on a strike a couple of times too, and they went on here and they did what they had to do. Cause listen, they weren't playing the brand. They gave us what we wanted. We get a raise every goddamn year, okay? Every fucking year. That first paycheck of the year, we done got a raise, okay? I be looking forward to it. I be like, oh shit, it's about time, bitch. But you just would think certain type of services that are really, really important to the city to have a city run smoothly. You would just think that you would automatically give them raises that they need or pay them the way that they need to because they are needed. But then you're going to get people that'll be willing to work for anything just because you want to cut corners. That's fucked up. Them people wanted a fucking raise, okay? They said, bitch, give us a 24% bump, okay? Give us a 24% bump or we ain't taking this trash out. And them motherfuckers was for real. Bitch, I was seeing all that goddamn trash. Let me tell you something. That shit would have made my skin crawl so goddamn bad seeing all that shit outside. I go outside and it's trash here, trash there. Bitch, come on. Come on. You doing the city a disservice. You doing the people a disservice just because you don't want to give them the fucking pay that they deserve. They out here dealing with these fucking trash, bitch. Okay, ain't no telling what the fuck is up in them bags. Ain't no telling if they pick up the bag bust and it busts on them. Okay, and now they got something. What? Get them people what they deserve. You know, they came to the conclusion that they was going to give them 15 or something like that when they really wanted 24. I think the mayor out there, the lady, she said she wanted to get them 8%. They said, bitch, no, 24. But they settled on the 15 for right now. And that was just so that they can go ahead and get that trash up off the goddamn street. You're fucking up the city. The city of brotherly love? The city of fucking brotherly love? There's no fucking love, okay? This how you do the brothers? Bitch. Clear that shit up. Out here, the trash people get paid a lot, I'm pretty sure, okay? Can you imagine? I gotta smell that shit every goddamn day. And I gotta bring that shit in my house every fucking day. When they go to streets and sanitation, I really got to look that up. Do they got showers out there that they just go to in the facility so that they won't have to come to the house like that? Because, baby, ain't no way in hell if I was with somebody that did the garbage and shit, and then my garbage people, if you do that, thank you, because I couldn't do it. But do y'all facility have something like that where they can shower before they come in? Or do you really just come in to your house with garbage juice on you? No shade, because I have to tell a person, go, put that shit outside. Let me turn the hose on your ass, okay? But y'all deserve all the fucking praises and all the rent, all raises or whatever. I just feel like it. If you can... Everything is just so fucked up. This should be common. But you want to fucking give low taxes to the fucking rich. Fuck them. You know? Moving on. Okay. I went on my little rant or whatever. Moving on. The people's mad at Casanat because he was up there at Target doing a little thing with Target, sleeping over and all that stuff with Target, that little partnership. Because of the DEI rollback and all that stuff. Let me just tell y'all this. At the end of the day, why do you expect people like them, no shade, to have any political sides, any type of morals about them when it comes to certain things? Them motherfuckers, no shade. They may be good at what they do, but at the end of the day, what they say, capitalism, whatever, capitalism wins with them. They're about their money, okay? And shit like this shows that. So why do you look at people like this and be like hoping that they would actually take a stand for something? So when I saw the controversy happen, I was like, oh, okay. I like, come on. Most of them are Trump supporters anyway. And even more of them probably didn't vote at all. They're not talking to their viewers about politics and all that stuff. That ain't what their viewers want to hear. So when you get to stuff like this, it surprised me that you surprised that they doing stuff like that. It's to be expected. Because they don't give a damn. They're not socially aware. And they're not socially aware because they don't want to be socially aware. They don't want to talk about stuff. They don't want to engage in stuff. So, you know, what did you expect? I wasn't surprised when I saw it. Disappointed? Yeah, but surprised? Absolutely not. But anyway, moving on from there. Speaking of Essence Festival that happened this past July 4th weekend. The girl's been cutting you up. Okay? And I have listen. It's been mixed reviews. Now, I didn't go. And I did see a TikTok or this video. This girl was like, I don't want to hear nothing about the Essence Festival from people that did not go to the Essence Festival because you're getting your information from this person, that person, that person. You're not seeing something that you already seen or whatever. And I agree with her. But I'm going to talk about this because I've seen both sides. It was mixed. I've seen people say that this year's Essence Festival was not as good. It was actually terrible. And I've seen this on the other side where people were saying that it was actually a good show. It was actually a good festival this year. They had a good time. And those may be true. It could be true. 9 out of 10, that's their experience and that's what they experience. So therefore, both of them can be true at the same time. Everybody's experience is different. Now, one of the main complaints and things that I have been hearing about what was going on with Essence this year was the fact that it wasn't that many people there, like the usual. You know what I'm saying? And when I was like, well, what you mean about it wasn't that many people? Because every time I seen a video, it was a whole bunch of people there. Probably like it wasn't packed out. Okay. Some people still feel away, again, with the Target initiative, whatever. Target is one of the sponsors, been a sponsor, and they're still using Target as a sponsor. They even had a little thing for Target there, whatever. And of course, you have people that don't care about that because of the DEI rollback and all of that stuff, right? The boycott that's going on, and they feel some type of way about that. Then I hear about it became a diaspora again because they say the owner of Essence, or the one that did the festival, she's Kenyan, and then she's also have a white partner. She has a white girlfriend, a white wife, or whatever. And it's like, oh, so you're not putting shit up here for us, you're putting it up there for you and yours, or all this stuff, whatever. I was like, God damn, it got deep. I was going down the rabbit hole and I was just like, this is crazy. And then it's so crazy to hear all of that negativity and then to see other people that I do follow say they had a good ass time. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I ain't even gonna hold you. With the whole type of the situation about it being less people, I honestly would have went if it was less people because I can flow with that. I don't like to be shoulder to shoulder. It's just, I got social anxiety. I don't like too many people around. But it seemed like a decent amount. So I think a lot of the complaints were very much valid. And everybody who had a good time, that's valid as well. I'm not putting down anybody. And mind you, my thoughts is coming from people who actually went. And so, they're giving their experiences, and like not everybody's experience is not going to be the same. Stephanie Mills, she put that whole letter out and said, I don't know what the hell is going on this time, but I know my being, I know me, I know I still got the voice, I know I know what I'm capable of, okay? I don't know what the hell is going on and what happened, but I'm disappointed, and y'all need to fix this. Because the way that you had me up on that stage and the mic going out, sound issues, the band and shit, like what the hell is happening? This is very much disheartening, and I'm just not understanding what's going on because the past 2 years that I've been at Essence, it ain't never had this problem. Baby, the problem with that, like that night one, I sent the article, which I hate that they put it up there like this because y'all want to clickbait, and the one time that it's not her fault, y'all use her as clickbait or whatever to try to make it seem like so that you can get people to pile up on her and to talk negatively about her because of her reputation already when it comes to being late to shows or whatever. Lauryn Hill was at Essence Fest, right? And it was 8 acts probably before her or including her. And I think she was the last one. They said that the clickbait headline was Lauryn Hill didn't get off the stage until after 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, let me click on this because and of course, it wasn't her fault for the most part. It was acts before her that went over time. And I just don't understand, why do you need so many acts? Huh? Why do you need so many acts to happen in one night? Okay? Like, spare it out. And then it's like, I don't know. Because I'm not finna stay. For me personally, if it's not a night that got somebody that I want to see all of the acts, okay, I'm not going to spend my money to see it, all right? If I just want to see one particular act, I'm not finna be sitting up in there that whole time, okay, staying there till 3 something in the morning. First of all, y'all better be glad that they actually showed up and actually performed. But what is the problem that y'all are going that long? Girl, I couldn't, okay? Shorten that shit up. Shorten the acts of how many people supposed to be up there. The Waiting to Exhale tribute, trash. What else was going on? Tighten it up. I was thinking about stuff. Tighten it up for real, for real. I hate this for Essence Fest. Y'all know I really wanted to go to Essence Fest. I've always said I need to get down there to Essence for real, for real. And I still want to go. I want to go to experience it myself. And yes, things go through changes. Events go through changes. Publications go through changes. People go through changes. It's not always going to be the best. You know what I'm saying? It's not always going to happen. There's going to be a time where you have an off moment. And I feel like this is this off moment or whatever. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Essence, and I don't know if people are just putting 20 on 10 or if it's something more to it, but I hope they take the feedback that people are saying, the good and the bad, and they take that in with, for real, and don't be offended by it, but take it in and learn from it and see what they can do differently, what they can keep, what they can take away, what they can tighten up on. Because this has been something that people have been looking forward to. And I remember how it was already popular, but then when Girls Trip came out, it became even more popular. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, tighten it up because it's a staple. It's a staple. You know what I'm saying? We need it still. They were trying to say that Maxwell and Janet Jackson was dating. They said no. I already knew that shit wasn't. Okay. What else is going on? I talked about that. Oh yeah, a little update with Diddy. Girl, his people or his protector, his defense. They was trying to get him to get like, when he gets sentenced October, it's like they know that he's going to get sentenced. He's not getting out because ain't nobody saying nothing about, I want him to, do like house arrest or community service or some shit like that. But this the Fed. So there's that. So they was looking forward to trying to get him like 4 to 5 years. Now it's saying something about, it could possibly be like 6 to 8 years, which you better take what you can get. Okay, to be quite honest, because if they was really real, and if anything, the judge could have been like, since both of them charges is like 10 years each, and could fuck around and give you 10 years each, and you'll be up in that bitch for 20 years. But I do not feel like he's gonna do a whole 20 years. I don't even think that he's gonna get 10 years. If he gets up to 8 years, I would be fucking surprised. Okay, I really feel like he's probably gonna do like 4 or 5 years. If they do sentence him, it's gonna be something like that. But if it's more than that, I'm gonna be fucking surprised. That's where you're gonna get me. Did you hear about that girl? What is going on? I know this is so random. Y'all like, Ashley, next time, bitch, bring your notes, okay? And if that's the case, ho, just wait till the next day so we won't have to go through all of this. Girl, don't worry about it, because I already know. I'm saying it to myself anyway. But I'm that girl, 16 and pregnant, what's going on? What is going on? What's her name? Whitney? Her son literally just died. He was 16 years old. He passed away of natural causes, so they say. Well, that's what they're saying. He passed away recently, literally recent, of natural causes. And then it came out recently, probably like the other day or so, saying that she is getting arrested for involuntary manslaughter or something like that. Because some guy that she was with or whatever wound up giving him some drugs that was illegal, street drug or whatever, named Tranquil, that had like, it called Tranq. It was Tranq. He overdosed on it, and it was like fentanyl and some other shit put together. And I said, oh my God. And now they're gonna get her for like distribution as well. I said, shit, bitch. Like, that's so crazy to think that, your son just died and now you got to deal with this. And this happened prior to her son passing away. What is going on with the 16 and pregnant people? Girl, I stopped watching Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant a long time ago. I was surprised that the show just kept going and kept going. Because at one point, I really just thought, like, are we glorifying teen pregnancy? Or are we trying to put a light on the troubles and the, difficulty that having a kid as a teen is, but you on TV getting paid? So, I don't know. But a lot of y'all still watch the show. So, wow, Whitney, it's just a lot, girl. Also, the most random story that I seen too, this whole thing with Kaani and Krishan. Honestly, Kaani they are like, they're the most random people ever. You know what I'm saying? For real. You just don't know who they are cool with, who they this and who they that. But I just never would have put them together with being cool with Krishan, because what? You're too good for that. I hate to say that, but facts are fact. She too good for that. Okay? She is too good to be around a person like that. And I say that, and you can say, oh, you're judging. I am judging. Because look what she's put out. And you trying to say, they said they went to work out or something like that, met for the first time or whatever. I don't know. And then all of a sudden after they did that, Kaani had unfollowed Krishan. And then Krishan came out and said, yeah, because basically when they met up, I'm paraphrasing, Kaani had told her, asked her, is you gonna get that tattoo of Blueface on your face removed? And it was like, why are you trying to talk to me about my nigga when you slept with my nigga, all that stuff, whatever. And I says, the fuck what? Now, one thing about it, two things for sure. Kaani is one thing, but I just don't know. No, when I heard that was the reason, bitch, I said, get the fuck up out of here. I don't believe that shit at all. Not in this day and age, okay? Even back then, when Kaani had that situation going with, was it Party Next Door? And one of the basketball people, whatever. That was the only triangle or the situation that I seen her in before she finally came out and said, and her baby daddy, okay? When she finally came out and said that she all about women's, okay? And so this whole thing with Blueface, don't nobody fucking want Blueface like that but you and a bird bitch ass mentality motherfucker having. That's just it, okay? You're the only one that's stuck on that nigga. And even at the end of the day, even if she would have, let's say she would have fucked him, why do you care? Because you're not going to stop fucking around with him, okay? He don't want nothing to do with you, but you still up on his dick. Like, so what? What's the purpose? Kaani said, absolutely the fuck not. I ain't never met that nigga. I don't have nothing to do with that shit. And if you keep putting that shit out there, I'm going to sue. Okay, like, come on. I do not believe that shit. And at the end of the day, I blame you, Kaani, because why the fuck are you in association with people like that? You are on a higher plane compared to that, okay? You actually out here, I know you had that situation going on with your baby daddy, whatever, he was trying to tarnish your name and all that stuff, whatever. But you actually give a damn about your kid. You give a damn about your kid. You do what you gotta do, and somebody gonna be like, oh, that's so fucked up that you said that. But listen, the facts are facts. Sometimes you just gotta put the facts out there. Krishan don't care about that boy. If he has not gotten the help that he needs, and if you actually sit here and think that she is actually doing what she needs to do as a mother, you're just as lost as she is. Choose the people around you wisely, okay? Like, you just don't. No. Absolutely not. Real Housewives news. I didn't mention that Sonya Richardson Ross, okay? Ross. Sonya had a baby. Third little boy that she didn't have. Baby. And she didn't have to go back to the hospital again because of preeclampsia. Preeclampsia, that affects the blood pressure, makes it extremely high. You can die from shit like that. I feel bad. Like, the shit women got to go through. Good thing she got some good doctors on her hand and they caught it or whatever. But the shit that women got to go through just to bring y'all big head ass babies into the world, and not finna go on the rent again because y'all done heard this before. But just for y'all to bring the baby in the world, for y'all to disrespect the fuck out of them. Oh my God, LiAngelo, why would you do that to that lady? Like that bitch, I mean, could it be karma, whatever? But to get married and to say, girl, we done. And you carrying my baby after what you did to that lady with your other 2 kids. Oh, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. You know, women go through so much and just get so disrespected. It just doesn't make any sense, okay? And then, you know, shout out to Nene. And I feel bad for Nene too. Nene out here trying to make it, and I feel like she's doing a lot of stuff to try to keep her mind off of what's really going on so that she won't drive her crazy or whatever, because the podcast that Cynthia and Crystal Minkoff from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, formerly of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they have a podcast. I forgot they had one. And basically, we found out that Nene was supposed to be on Traitors season 4, but she had to turn it down because it was going, you know, she was going to the hospital, and she's been in the hospital with her son, Brett. Y'all remember when Brett was having those issues, and I think he had a stroke or something like that. Then he had heart complications, and I believe he had a heart transplant or something like that. And at one point they put up a post saying that he was finally out of the hospital and he was, you know, doing better or whatever. But unfortunately, he's back in the hospital, and he's been in the hospital for a while. And I just feel so bad, because it's like, as a mother, what you don't want to see your child suffering. You don't want to see your child suffering at all. You want to take all of that off of them. And I just feel so bad, because especially given the fact that it came out of nowhere. You lost and I'm gonna tell you this. Nene is still dealing with the grief of, it may not think that she is, but she's still dealing with the grief of losing Greg. And then to have his child be going through, the child that y'all made together, and he's no longer here, and have him be going through the things that he's going through medically, that has to be a lot. That has to be a lot. And like I said, she's just probably doing stuff to keep her sane, okay? It's a lot. Like I'm telling you, speaking of grief, I should have said this at the beginning, but it was my uncle's birthday on the 6th. He would have been 41 years old. Y'all, I miss him so much. Grief is a bitch, because I really wasn't even thinking about it. And then when I realized it was his birthday, because it popped up in my phone, I was like, yeah, you know, you get that feeling like something is going on today. And I was like, shit, it's my uncle's birthday. That's what it is. And it just brought me down. I miss him so fucking much, bitch. I'm gonna move on. I don't feel like crying no more. Because, girl, I put that post up. And I was fine that whole day. I put that post up as I was putting them pictures up. I didn't realize that I was crying. Ugh, I miss my nigga for real, bitch. For real. Like, you know, like he really should have been here with me for real. Y'all definitely would have got a different Ashley for real. I ain't even gonna hold you. Because, like, he was my safe place. Like, I really could be myself around him for real, without nothing. And I'm telling you, once he passed away, like, I closed off. Until this day, I'm still trying to work on opening and getting back out there, like, for real. I say this all the time. And that's grief. That's grief. I literally shut myself off. Like, I literally till this day have a hard time, you know, talking to people, whether it's in trying to get into a relationship, trying to get into a friendship. I have a hard time with that. I play the background because of that. Like, I shrink myself, and, you know, shut up. But yeah, It's a lot. It's a lot. Rest in peace, nigga. Happy birthday. Let me get off of that. Let me before I get into my feelings, for real. The Dr. Heavenly is running for state representative out there in Georgia. She running on what? Education, family, all of that shit, health. Let me tell you something. Never in a million years would you have gotten me to think that Dr. Heavenly would be out here trying to run for politics, run for a seat in the House of Representatives. What? She gonna be up there when she can't pass the bill and they be trying to say, well, this is this. She gonna be like, yo, mama, girl, can you imagine? Oh my God, I cannot. And then I seen something where Phaedra said she might get into, girl, get the fuck. Anyway, I don't know. Like, how do you go from being on the Real Housewives? Well, not Real Housewives. How do you go and being on medicine, Married to Medicine, and doing the stuff that you do? But then again, you know, she don't put all her shit out there. And do you really want the people to start digging into your life? Because that's what they're gonna do. But I mean, hey, congratulations. You know. And then Quad is her campaign manager. Do what you gotta do, bitch. I hope you win. I do, because I mean, hell, it'll probably be better. We listening, probably better than what the fuck is going on now. I don't know. Jeffrey Epstein. Girl, they said ain't no list. This whole time, like I said, now what you talking about? I thought the list and all that shit had already been put out multiple times. They said no, girl, ain't no list. Ain't no client list. Ain't no blackmail schemes. Ain't nothing. I said, now what the fuck? So what was the other shit that I seen before? So y'all was lying? I don't think I believe that. Y'all believe that? I don't. Keisha Cole finally covered up that boy tattoo on her. Thank you. Because I don't understand why you got it in the first place. Because what? And had that little nigga had you spiraling out? Don't do it again. Now, get into this. They said TikTok is building a new version of the app just for the U.S. users ahead of the sale of the app, the actual app. And what I say to that is, so if you are in the U.S. and you have an account on that already on the original TikTok and you get this new one, you mean to tell me you got to start from the ground down? From the ground up and build your following and all that shit? That is crazy. Just keep the... I thought y'all already said that it was finna sell to somebody that got money and all this stuff, whatever, Trump. Like, what the hell is going on? Okay, can you keep your story straight? This is disrupting a lot of people's stuff. And I know people gonna be like, oh, well, it's social media and all this stuff. You shouldn't be dependent. But people literally use these apps and, you know, platforms like this. They use it as income. Some of them use it as primary income. Some of them use it as secondary income. And let me tell you something. In this economy and the things that's been going on right now, everybody needs as much money as they can get, no matter how they can get it, as long as it's legal, okay? You know, you use whatever you got to get what you need. That sounds very player club-ish. Use what you got to get what you want. I wonder what they up to. But anyway, yes, like, no, it's just all confusing, and you're playing with people's livelihoods. And, you know, a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, that's when a lot of these social media apps became very, very, very popular, like TikTok, because people either lost jobs or, you know, they couldn't go out. And so they turned to the app and they became popular, and that's how they get paid off of it. So, like, stop playing. Anyway, y'all been to Red Lobster? Have y'all went to Red Lobster and did the seafood boil? Listen, I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. And somebody probably gonna be like, bitch, what? I have never had a seafood boil. I will fuck up some shrimps. Give me a couple of crabs, leg here and there. But an actual seafood boil, never attended one, never had one, never made one. No. But I feel bad for anybody who has shellfish allergies. Girl, either that or they can't eat peanuts. You guys are missing out. Peanut butter and peanuts are like heavenly. You know what I'm saying? Shrimps and all these other shellfish shits, they're heavenly. Baby, I can eat shrimp every day. But see, I don't want to do all that because, you know, health. Health is wealth, you know? But, yeah, you guys. Let me see if there's something else that I need to talk about before I get up off here because I'm really so upset at myself for not. Oh, yeah, Julian McComb had passed away. Cole, for y'all, some of y'all young ones, y'all probably remember him as Cole from, you know, what was it, Charmed or whatever. I remember him from when he was a doctor on Nip Tuck, okay? He was on Nip Tuck. He was 56 years old, and also he played the Silver Surfer on Fantastic Four. Let me tell you something. I never watched Charmed. That just really wasn't my thing. My uncle and my sister was into Buffy, Charmed, all them little shows. I just never got into it. I don't know what it is. I don't like the fantasy stuff like that. You know, it got to take something that's really, really good to make me want to, like, just look at it, but off the rip when it look corny and cheesy like that, I just can't. I'm sorry. I just never really was that girl. But I knew him, and I just feel so bad because cancer is playing games with everybody. He was suffering from cancer, and he was only 56 years old. Let me tell you something. Y'all got to go back and look at Nip Tuck. I should have known Nip Tuck was something. After I watched a lot of Ryan Murphy shows, I should have known that Nip Tuck was one of his shows. Because when I tell you, the shit is outlandish. The shit is just off the charts crazy with some of the scenarios and stuff that was going on. I will never forget my favorite storylines with Julian on Nip Tuck was with Kimber, okay? I never forget when he had to, reconstruct her nose because she was doing drugs so much that it had burnt the hole. It ate away at the cartilage in her nose. I said, bitch, what? That's the first time I found out that shit like that could happen. I said, oh my God. And I had to look it up, and it can. Okay? And then the storyline between him and Ava. And if you watch Nip Tuck, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When he found out that Ava was trans, I said, oh my God. That was the first time I ever heard something like that. I said, oh my God, bitch, what? What? He stuck it in. He was like, I was like, shit, bitch. I love that fucking storyline. I cannot believe that he's gone. He's Australian. What is it? No. Oi. Down under. Oh, he's down there with Steve Irwin. Oh my God. And that's another one. Fuck them stingrays too. Cause bitch, you ain't have to do that. You ain't had to do that. Cause that man didn't do nothing to you. Never did. But may he rest in peace. That is so sad. YK Osiris, baby, let me tell you something. Nobody needed you to come on. This is a person that literally likes attention. You put up there that you going through it because you was having an allergic reaction. You just wanted attention. Take some Benadryl and call it a day. Okay? Why we needed to see you puffed up like that? Anyway, attention-seeking motherfuckers. What else is going on? I feel like that's it, y'all. Caitlyn Jenner done got another one. Y'all can figure that out, what I'm talking about. Somebody died on her property. That is so sad, what I just said. But, hey. Anyway, moving on. Y'all, what else you want to talk about? Nothing. Oh, before we get off of it, okay, you know what? This was a little bit unconventional. This was not the steez that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But most of the topics that I talked about is what I already did have written down. Next week, you guys know that I will be thoroughly prepared, okay? I just forgot to send my notes to myself, all right? And I didn't want to. I want y'all to wait till like, what, 11 o'clock? Next day, okay? I didn't want to record Thursday night after 8 o'clock because I get home late, and then that means that y'all ain't gonna get the video till early the next morning. No, because some of y'all be on my ass, and I be like, God damn, wait a minute, okay? I didn't want to do that to y'all. You know, some of y'all be needing something to listen to when y'all go to work, so that's why I went on ahead and did it off the cuff. It'll be better next week. I apologize. You know, just like Epstein's Festus just wasn't my best, okay? You know, we have that one moment. I shouldn't have said that, but hey, it's true, you know, and I stand by it. But if that's all, you guys, you can log off if you don't want to hear anything about Love Island, because this is Love Island talk now, okay? Once again, I cannot understand and believe that you guys got me watching this shit, and I am so thoroughly invested. I have voted twice this time, okay? I voted twice, and I'm so glad that I voted the way that I voted, because listen, the person that I wanted to be off the island is off the island now. And let's just talk. Kristen Hutter, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. The way that she was hollering at that man and just being so controlling, whatever, and just doing the most when that baby's challenge was going on. And then when he was trying to speak in the next episode and she kept on speaking over, and he was like, can I talk? Can I talk? Yeah, he's over it. He's over it, okay? So there's that. Ace and Shelly, they closed it off, which they should have been did. Y'all seen that shit that was going on with Ace friend Cookie? Let me tell you something. I don't trust a bitch like that, okay? A bitch like that would sabotage you from a lot of stuff because she's either one, jealous, or she wants you, okay? And it's giving very much colorism to me because she's a light-skinned girl and, you know, Shelly is a little dark-skinned compared to her. What's up, brown skin or whatever, dark skin, whichever one you want to call it. She's darker than her, okay? And the way that she was going in on Shelly on social media, whatever, putting up videos, going live and all this stuff on TikTok and all that, and I mean, she was going hard. She was calling her bitches and all this shit or whatever, and it was just really disgusting because at the end of the day, she don't know this woman. That woman never did anything to her, and doing all of that over a game. Mind you, this woman is going to come out, and your friend is going to come out this villa and see the things that you have said. And you think he's going to be cool with that? Because they're definitely, I feel like Shelly and Ace probably will make it outside the villa. Okay? And you really think that he's going to stand by and be cool with you saying all this stuff about his potential partner or his partner at the time or whatever for how long it is? No. All right. And so therefore, that's why you had to come out and make an apology video that nobody gives a fuck about. Okay? Because you shot yourself in the mouth already. Okay? So that's just really what it is. What else happened? Amaya and Brian. Now, I said she ain't had no matches up in that house, but Brian popped up. Zach popped up a little bit, and somebody else probably popped up. They was going back and forth with her ass. And I said, oh my God, where did this come from? I said, y'all was acting like y'all couldn't stand fucking Amaya. She was too much for you or whatever. And then Brian had to come through and say, you know, she Latino. That's what we do. She a Latina. Okay, baby, that's what we do. We like hot. We none of the stuff that she does scare me or whatever. I'm here for it. You know, they clicked, okay, and, you know, they got into the hideaway. Bitch, y'all just got together 2 days ago, and y'all in there fucking like that. Amaya telling him, bite them. Bite them. I said, bite what? She want them nipples bitten, okay? I said, oh, you into that? Wow, like, y'all just fucking on TV like this. I just can't. Okay. You know, y'all just start talking and you fucking already. But that's all right. But I do like them. I do got my eye on Brian because I don't know if he for real, or if he just, I don't know. But I do like Amaya. You know, she was a grower at first, but she's a sweet girl. Nick and Olandria, girl, I did vote for them. I ain't even gonna lie. But do I believe it? No. Do I believe it? No. I want them to be in the final couples, but I don't believe that they're gonna win. I'm not gonna be surprised if they get sent home or they don't. They're not gonna win. All right. Who else? Iris and Pepe. They're boring. Okay, we can y'all can go away. Who else is boring? Damn. Who else is on this show? Taylor and Clark. Out of here. Out of here. I was so glad for that. Okay. Cause let me tell you something. Y'all can say that, Olandria, she played a part in this whole situation between her and Taylor. Which she did. Because, mama, you could have picked up on the clues if this man really didn't want you like that. And at the end of the day, he also could have just went on ahead and said, girl, I don't fuck with you like that. We could be friends, but I only see you as a homegirl. I do not see you as a potential life partner. I do not see you as a mate or anything like that. I am not attracted to you in that way. And I would feel so bad and feel some type of way to see somebody that I've been trying to get to know, trying to get to like me or whatever, and as soon as another bitch come up into the villa or whatever, they just giddy like a motherfucker. They doing all of this stuff. I mean, he cooking breakfast. He putting on this. He having picnic dates and all this stuff. He got the people to get together, the boys to get together, to do some little cheer stuff, to try and tell her, I want you to be my girl. We want to be closed off or whatever, be exclusive. Only to get sent home a couple of hours later. That was so fucked up. But at the same time, I was okay with it. And every time, these past 2 episodes, I was just like, damn, he really hated Shelly. Not necessarily hated her, but not Shelly, but Orlandria. He ain't like that lady like that. And we all saw it, but she couldn't. I don't know if she was trying to play the long game or if she truly had feelings for him. I do think that she truly had feelings for him, but he should have, the way that he went about it was wrong. She should have opened up her eyes a little bit more, but hindsight is 20/20 these days. So, and I do feel bad for Clark. Clark ain't did nothing to nobody, to be quite honest. She do have a little facial expressions, but to be real, she ain't done nothing to nobody. And she's only getting hit with the stuff because of her association with Taylor. Elan, I was glad that he got sent home. I was glad that Austin got sent home, and I was glad Zach got sent home because Zach was playing games with Amaya and Olandria, and that's just really what it was. Okay, Elan, he was lame as shit. Somebody said that he was cute. I don't see it, and it ain't because I don't like niggas. It's just or guys. It's just that I just don't see it. Okay, he was extra corny. When they found out, he had his sights set on Sierra. Soon as he found out that she wasn't available anymore, you go put your sights on Amaya, or you put it on this person, and you're talking to her and you're telling her how you like what type of food you like. He was like, what, I like Latin food. I said, what? Oh, is it because she's Latin, she's Dominican or whatever? And he was like, my favorite Latin dish is tacos. I said, girl, get up out of here. You saying that because of who you think this what she want to hear. He's like them chameleon type of people, and I don't like that. And I'm so glad that people saw through him and just said, send this motherfucker home. He was just so lame. I don't understand how he became a bombshell in the first place, okay? Who else? What else? Speaking of Sierra. Sierra was in a bit of a controversy. I don't understand. How is it that y'all are signing up and going through the audition phases or whatever you have to do the process to get up into these reality TV shows or to get on TV shows or whatever in general, and you are not scrubbing your social media clean? Bitch, I will find an app to delete all of my tweets. I don't give a damn if they was nice or what. Delete the whole, clear it out so I can start back at 1. No Brian McKnight. You know what I'm saying? Because why would you risk doing that? And then you get on the show and all your tea come out. You know how they are, these fans, especially when these reality shows. Baby, the Love Island fans are ruthless. And I don't understand it. But they're so deep into it. Like, they're deep into it. And these are regular fucking people. These are regular fucking people. They ain't doing nothing but kissing each other. That's it. And they stand them. To the point where they're looking up their information. They're trying to find dirt on them. And then you gave them the dirt. She said the C word, which is a racial slur towards Asian people. And She said it a couple of times, all right, in a couple of posts that she did or whatever. And then I found out some information. It hit me in the face. I opened up TikTok and it was just there. People was talking about it. I was just like, oh shit. So she allegedly is best friends or friends with a girl that's on TikTok who is a known racist, and you're cool with that or whatever. And yeah, she went to a school that it's all making sense. She was a big fan of Love Island. She been wanting to get on Love Island. She started befriending people from Love Island so that she can get on Love Island. All this shit was coming out. And the girl got taken off the show this late in the game. I was surprised that they took her off this late in the game, because at this current moment, it's only like a couple more episodes left. Like, next week is the last episode. I think on the 13th or something like that. And so it's like, what? You have to be more careful. It's just like the girls going on Real Housewives and y'all criminals. Y'all got shit in your backgrounds and they be finding out and then you got to go to jail. Okay, we just seen that happen a couple of times, all right? And so you got that going on. And yeah, it was deserved for her to get kicked off or whatever. I mean, they had to do whatever they did. That's what happened to Yulissa. So therefore, we got to do the same thing to you, okay? And I don't care what nobody say. You cannot sit here and say, oh, that wasn't that deep or whatever. Say that to an Asian person who had to deal with that slur all their life, okay? No matter how you may have meant it, it's the same way when they call us the N-word, or they say that they got the right, anybody that's non-black said that they have the right to say the N-word. And, oh, I didn't say the one with the ER, I said the one with the A. It don't fucking matter. You ain't supposed to be saying it, and you're not supposed to be saying that either. So, yeah, it's deserved. You know, so... Now, what I don't agree with is people attacking the girl and, you know, y'all sending death threats to people and all this shit. Like, why? For what? And mind you, if I get some shit like that, I wouldn't pay it nobody, because girl, that shit don't move me. That shit don't move me. First of fucking all, you put some shit like that in my inbox, it's gonna be a while before I see that shit. And then if I see it from somebody that I don't know, bitch, I'll just go delete it. I'm not even going to open it up. I delete and block a whole bunch of shit before. I be like, oh, because it'd be a whole bunch of spam shit that comes to the inbox, especially on Twitter. Girl, I just delete the shit, you know. And then if I don't know who you are, depending on what the message is, on my Instagram, it's set up to somebody is trying to send you a message. If I'm not following you and I haven't already approved for you to, even if I'm not following you and you following me or whatever, and I haven't already approved for you to send messages to me, bitch, I just go ahead and delete it most of the time. Because what? That shit ain't gonna phase me, okay? Like, why do y'all do that? And especially, again, this is over people that you don't know and you will never know and don't do nothing. They're just on a reality show kissing. Like, calm the fuck down. Same thing over, like, when y'all be doing all this shit over these fucking entertainers and shit. Like, are you serious? You're never going to see them, and you're going to risk getting yourself locked up over them, and they're not going to bail you out. They still not going to know who the fuck you are. Like, what? Anyway. But that's really all I got to say, you guys. Again, thank you guys for hanging in there with me. And I truly, truly do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, Friday, and a good ass Saturday and Sunday, for real. Okay, check back with me. Oh yeah, girl, we gotta look at the Shy. The Shy want to get good all of a sudden for a second, because my goodness, they got to get Reg up out of here. They got to get Reg up out of here, okay? You can check back for me with the Shy review. You can check back with me probably with the Beyond the Gates review. And also, this Sunday, we will have the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 16 Reunion Part 1. I don't understand why it's 3 parts. Honestly, the season didn't even feel like it was 16, 17 episodes that went past. It really felt like it was only a couple of episodes. Like, what did we really see? Like, we didn't see much. But hey, it's what it is. I'll be tuned in. I'll be reviewing it. I'll be talking about it. And yeah, you guys enjoy yourself. Be safe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.